All right, welcome to the Maxim Edge Sports Wagering Show. My name is John Santucci. Call me Tooch. I got Anthony in the sidecar and the great Sean Higgs back with us, man.
Yes.
Hey, fellas, happy Friday. Big weekend coming up. There's a million college basketball games tomorrow. But we're going to be talking about conference championship weekend on Sunday. We got the 49ers and Rams, Bengals and Chiefs. I think the Bengals and the Chiefs is the first game. And then, you've got the matchup where San Francisco seems to have had the Rams' number, and the young Bengals team at Kansas City. Kansas City has been there so many times recently, the last 4 years. Let's get Sean's take on the first game, Cincinnati at Kansas City. There's a hook now on that 7 of Cincinnati plus 7.5.
No.
I know you're on the under for these games too. I think.
I think it's just. I think it's just your book, Tooch. FanDuel maybe only, but if you're offshore, you don't have no stupid hook. I'll tell you that right now.
What are you seeing,
FanDuel
Sean?
can be crooked numbers sometimes.
7.5.
I see pretty much 7s everywhere. There was only 6.5 up there last week for about maybe an hour, the 6.5. But then we're sitting here at 7s, which is interesting. But first, I got to say, hats off to Anthony last week. Both doggies outright, I think he said.
Yeah.
Very good job. I was on the other
Niners.
side. Yeah.
The Niners. I lost the Bills.
I was on the other side. I was on the other side of the
Everybody was. Everybody, like you said earlier in the show, you take a dog and you go with it.
and the worst part about that is with San Fran is that I've had San Fran. I got over 10.5. I had a division thing. I thought they were good defensively. I like this team a lot. And against Dallas, I'm like, everybody's going to be on San Fran because Dallas is, they're just down on Dallas. Like people, you can't bet Dallas at home as a favorite. And 3.5, whenever I see those 3.5 or 7.5s, I'm taking the favorites because I think everybody's going to grab that extra hook.
Yeah.
And then in Green Bay, I'm like, no way. That team, I just thought things were setting up for Green Bay. No. Yeah, they look at first drive. I'm like, I hate to say things are easy, but, Garoppolo, he can't do it here. Yeah, okay, whatever. Adios. Open to the subset there, Rodgers and Devontae.
I called Tooch. After the first drive. I was like, game over. Rip up your game. They're going to win this. It's over. And then I wake up the next morning, I'm like, holy shit, they won.
Seriously, it was like, what happened there? They walk down, boom, you're thinking, oh, boy, is it going to be that easy? Is it going to be like, 26-3 in a cold, just some kind of, San Fran doesn't want to be there. It's like, forget it. Nope. But yeah, so this one here, nice, maybe a little chilly in Kansas City, right? But two guys used to it. Cincy,
my brother lives in Kansas. He said it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah. So obviously you think the over, right? It's 7 straight overs Kansas City, 34-31 last time they played. But I'm an under guy here. We've seen, and I've had Cincinnati against the Raiders. I faded them against Tennessee, but what we've seen is kind of like them having trouble scoring. The Raider game shouldn't have been that close. That game should have been maybe like 34 or 37-10. Shouldn't have been a close game, but it was because they're a young team. They're still kind of feeling their way around the field. Make some mistakes here and there. The coach is still learning. He's young. He's a 3-year head coach over there. Taylor, whatever he is.
Yeah.
And Burrow, okay, he's the guy playing national championship at LSU. He's definitely no stranger to big games. I understand that. But I think this game, I like under first half, 27.5. I think it's going to come out kind of slow.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Cincinnati on the road, 19-16, 21-16, 15-10, 32-13. Still would have been an under. I mean, those are their last 4 road game scores. This is how they play on the road. And in a playoff game, I'm not expecting, and this will go for both teams, it's going to be 4th and 1 at your 44. They're not going for it. This is
conservative.
You go for it. And I'm one of those guys. Like, what do you mean? Just go for it. If your quarterback can't fall forward, he's 6'4", and get a yard, it's only 3 feet, you shouldn't be playing either. But let's be honest. These coaches will be like, I got a Super Bowl. I can't do that. Because then all of a sudden you flip the field, even 4th and 2 from the 39, we'll take the 3. At that point, you want any points. You want put pressure on the other team. So risk-taking is definitely going to be down. right? I mean, okay, Hill or Kelsey
Yep.
or Chase, maybe somebody gets a 40 or 60-yard pass, but you know what? Maybe it stalls at the 11. I just don't. I mean, I can't. I know it's going to be nice weather. I'm going under the 54 and a half. And sidewise, I'd probably lean on Kansas City just based on 4 years here, right? 4 in a row.
Yep.
Andy Reid, the guy is a great coach. He finally got the Super Bowl. He did a great job with Philly and some wacky teams over there. But I just got to give him the edge here at home. It's kind of like last week. I didn't bet him. I was like, because both teams, I thought Buffalo was a better team, but on the road, I don't know. A little home cooking there. And Arrowhead's a tough place to play. We see the magic. No letdown spot. I don't care how they won that game. Nothing new for them. Super Bowl champion. They've had heartbreak in the stadium in the same spot against New England. Now they've had victory. I think since like I said last week, taking Tennessee, I think they're still maybe a year away.
Yeah.
They could maybe do something stupid here. You know, I mean, 7 might as well be 10 either way. I mean, since he's going to win, they're going to win. It's going to be a shootout kind of game. But I don't think I don't see it playing out that way. I like the under, and I probably lean to the home team here minus the touchdown.
I'm with you. I mean, everything tightens up in these conference championships. You know, the play calling gets conservative. You know, like you said, they're not going for 4th and 1. You know, they're taking a field goal. They're not going to take points off the board, right?
Regular season is one thing. Here, I just can't see it. And maybe we'll be shocked. Maybe teams are going to be wacky. Oh, look at this. We're going for it. I don't see it in the second quarter when it's 4th and 1 in midfield. I mean, in a 10-10 game, you're really going for it? I don't know. I mean, you got offense, especially now the way these offenses move. All 4 of these guys could put whether it be Chase catching a bomb or somebody on Kansas City or Dabo taking a end around or Cooper Kupp going for 90. I mean, who knows? Any team, no way are any of these coaches going to put their backs against the wall. They don't need any more pressure.
Right. They're this close to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think, like you said, the Bengals are probably a year ahead of schedule. You know, whether they win or lose this game, it's a successful season for Joe Burrow, and he's coming back from an injury. Probably will win the comeback player of the year. Anthony, where are you leaning? Bengals, Kansas City. If it does go to 7.5, are you putting money down on the Bengals?
First off, last week's Bills Chiefs should have went under. The only reason it went under was Josh Allen pulled some magic out of his ass on 4th and 13.
It was the greatest game I've ever seen.
That was 53 points. That was only 53 points. Then he needed to convert the 2-point conversion to get the over. So when he got the touchdown, I was like, okay, yes, at least a push. And then he goes for 2, and I'm like, oh, no. I'm like this, like watching TV, you know? So he got the 2-point conversion. I'm like, okay, we got that. Now let's just hope the Bills can hold on. We get the 2-unit play. So I'm leaning under. The whole point of my story was I'm leaning under because I really thought there would be more points in that game. And it was a boring game the first 3 quarters, let's be honest.
Yes.
It really wasn't exciting until the last 3 minutes or so.
Yeah.
I'm on under. And I love the first half. Like Sean said, the under 24 and 27.5, you said it was?
27.5.
I mean, that's golden. That's golden. There's no way Joe Burrow is going to throw huge plays in the first half. First half can usually low-key. I could see the testing plays out. Second half is when they're going to see busted coverages and stuff like that. First half, I could definitely see a boring first half. I would lean under, and I just can't take the Chiefs for all those points. I can't. That's a lot of points, especially for the playoffs. I'm taking the dog. I mean, 7 points is a lot of points. The Bengals could put a touchdown on the board at any point. So I'm leaning Bengals +7.
Well, that last 3 minutes of that game was probably the greatest fourth quarter I've ever seen. And I've watched a lot of football, Sean. I started watching football in 1974. So
that game was an under. That was a dead to rights under till a minute to go to the game. And all of a sudden, really, that's when they're going to collapse?
Yeah.
Kansas City. And think about their 8-game stretch. They had an 8-game stretch middle season, 9, 9, 9, 14, 7, 13, 17 points. They can play defense. You know, they can play some defense themselves.
Yep.
No, I think Tooch is
frozen. Yeah. I think he's frozen. All right, so yeah, I mean, I think it's a consensus. We all agree. Bengals +7. Under 5.
Am I back?
He's back.
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Froze up there for a second.
Yeah,
nobody get a bomb.
we're all looking at you, waiting for your response. Okay, Tooch, we just need to put a picture up of you and just call it a day. No, you guys
are frozen though too. Me. Yeah, 3 minutes.
No boy.
Is it me?
All right, he's frozen. All right, let's move on to the Niners and Rams. All right, Niners.
He sounds like a droid in the
+3, Rams -3.
Yeah. So yeah, we got the Rams.
Over under 45.
I'm seeing like some 3.5 still out there.
Yeah,
I saw a random 3.5 pop up, which I'm shocked at. I think that'll get scooped up in a hurry because again, San Fran's won what 6 in a row in the series, 6 straight wins for the Niners, 6 straight unders in the series. How about the Rams? 17 of 40 the under, their last 21 at home, which I thought like, wow, it's a pretty interesting stat there because you think Rams, you think, all right, offense. Even with Goff, they threw the ball around. You had Kupp, you had Woods, you had a lot of offense. And right? We've talked about not just me, but everybody here. You can't beat a good team 3 times. It's tough. I mean, I think you can beat a good team 3 times. I think maybe they're in their head a little bit. The Rams, you come in, you saw people are going to think, well, they almost blew it to Tampa Bay. Well, they out Tampa Bay, they out Brady in that game. That game should have been 34-10 at the half. I mean, they made a couple stupid mistakes here. That game should have never been. That game was not close. If you watch the game, it was not close at all. Yeah. But I don't know how they're going to respond here, man.
This is the tough one.
I talk high about the Niners all the time. I like the Niners team. They're good.
Yep.
But it's like here, it's tough to go against Rams only because you traded everybody to get this quarterback. I mean, the guy you traded away took you to the Super Bowl. Apparently, it's his fault he faced Tom Brady and couldn't win it. Maybe this is the guy. He just beat Brady in a Super Bowl type game. But I want to take the Niners. I'm hoping you get that extra little hook there. I don't know if it's going to come. I think if anything, this line's going to come down because I think people are going to bet the Niners based on their trends to them and everything, the defense. But I'm going to throw out a quick one here for a Jimmy G prop. I like over his yardage, 232.5, and over 250 plus yards, plus 152. I saw on, I think it was FanDuel. He threw for 300 yards last time against the Rams. And going through his other games, 322 against Tennessee, 235 Atlanta, 296, 299, and 230. Again, missed it by 2 yards. But unless they're having some kind of blowout and they're running the ball, he's going to throw the ball. So I don't expect this game to be a crazy blowout. It's going to be a tough one. And if it's going to be a tough one, it's going to be a low scoring. I think it's going to be like their other games they play. He's going to go for 250. He'll probably have a touchdown interception. I mean, the guy's thrown 6 interceptions his last 4 games he's played in 5 games. I mean, but I'm going to lean to the under 45.5, but I'm going to say over for the first half, believe it or not, because I think they're going to be aggressive coming out. And if the Niners being aggressive, you can get that turnover, which would mean a short field for the Rams. And I think they'll deliver. And I think the Rams are going to come out a little bit aggressive just based on we had a big lead, we blew it. Let's show them who's boss here. So I think we'll see an aggressive first half, but that second half, I think here comes the locks because McVay's going to maybe choke up like we're going to lose to these guys again. Then it's going to get in your head a little bit. The Niners, even them, they got Gucci Garoppolo back there. Harbaugh, he's going to be like, let's not blow it. We blew a Super Bowl. We're going to blow this game. I can just see it. Handoffs, like ugly, like 19.
Yeah, I agree.
1987 football, like we're running the ball. We'll just run it. We got Cam Akers. We got whoever else running back for us, the Rams. Short pass. Dabo running halfback, the Wildcat, whatever the heck they got going on. I see that second half coming to a screeching halt.
Yeah. Niners are good defense. They know how to slow down the pace. That's what they did to the Packers.
This is a Super Bowl team. We saw them in the Super Bowl winning in the fourth quarter. They are that good. You don't go to Green Bay and win and shut a team down like that being bad. You don't. We can mock Dallas's offense, laying an egg. That is still a good offense. A lot of good guys. You don't beat teams like that. You don't beat the Rams 6 straight times the last 3 years when the Rams are going to Super Bowls. No, this is a very good team.
Yeah.
Injuries. They're hamstrung by injuries.
Injury
last year was
problem.
not even fair. It's hard to judge them last year because last year they were literally depleted.
Yeah.
I mean, literally depleted from all the way into the quarterback. The entire defense didn't have one starter on there. So, I mean, last year throw out the window. And, I mean, let's talk about the last 3 games for the Rams. So, 3 weeks ago, they played the Niners up 17-0, blew the lead. That was a big game. In my opinion, that was like a must-win for them because that was a seeding game. So, they had they played the Cardinals. Yeah. They could they played the Cardinals. The Cardinals just came out flat, did not want to play. So I throw that game out the window because the Rams, I mean, it was just too easy for the Rams. The Cardinals were that bad.
With the Rams, last week, 1-6 down the stretch, they were terrible.
Yeah. That's why I couldn't believe the Rams were only 3.5 point favorites in that game. I thought they'd win by 7. But...
Yeah, we were figuring 7-point win. But that was much easier than expected. I was able to turn it off basically halfway through, and I was like, no sweat, and watch a movie. Last week, I was impressed with the Rams because they not just beat Tampa, but beat Tampa in Tampa. And that, I mean, they shut down the crowd. I mean, the only reason Tampa got back in that game was because Cam Akers didn't know how to hold the damn ball twice.
It's the second game back.
And I was impressed by the Rams. And then, on top of that, they blow the lead, and they didn't just fold and get a 3-and-out when the Bucs should have got a 3-and-out. They launched it. And, I mean, all credit to Matt Stafford to not put your head against your legs and give up. I mean, he went for the holy grail for it, and they got it. So that's how you beat Tom Brady. And I mean, I'm sure Tom Brady he's okay with losing like that, but not losing in a blowout. Huge called me when they were down 28-3, or I'm like 27-3. I was like, it's Tom Brady, buddy. It's not over. It's not over. End of the first quarter. He's like, it's 14-0. We're gonna lose.
No, I wanted to live bet the Buccaneers plus 14. I'm like, you remember? That was like
plus 14.
Plus 14 with Brady.
I can get behind a live betting spot like that, grabbing points like that with a team like Tampa. Because you know what? It's still the NFL. You're going to have garbage touchdowns in the second half, like nonsense.
Yeah, I was like, Anthony, are you like, I'll
it's hard to pick that one, though. That was hard. The Bucs showed no life whatsoever. I was like, Tooch, I don't know, man. They might get blown out here. I'm like, it's Tom Brady at halftime. Let's see how the beginning of the third quarter goes. And they were still dead. And I was like, don't take that live.
If that was 20, because he fumbled going in. If that was 27-3 or whatever it was at the half, forget it. That would have been 40-20. But you give that guy a little life, and he's like, I'm sure. I know what I'm thinking. I'm going in there. Listen, the other 3, we get to stop here or hold them. Then we get a touchdown. Now it's 23-10, or we're still kind of alive here.
Yeah.
When
they gave out a touchdown right out of the gate.
Yep.
They gave up a touchdown right out of the gate. I was like, all right, put a fork in them. This is done. This is done. They don't deserve to win after this. So
you got to respect, the Rams to even come back after Brady tied it, because you're thinking, oh boy, the Rams got to after the week before that.
Yeah.
You got to think like the heads go down. You got to be thinking, what is going on here? This is our season going to end here. So give them a little props for battling right back. So
a normal game.
And it's Tampa Bay. It's Brady. It's
a normal game.
Yeah.
That's right. A normal game on NFL, when a team blows that big of a lead, it's over. They usually lose that type of game. So I give a lot of credit to the Rams because they were against the audience. They was loud as hell. They threw it up in the air, did basically a home Hail Mary down the field. I mean, all credit to them. So this game in particular is very, very tough because my heart says the Rams are going to win this just because of how good they're playing. And then my ego is saying the Niners are going to win this because I have the ticket to win the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl. So it's like, who wins?
Well, the good thing you're locked in. You're a winner either way. You take the Rams. Take the Rams money line. What's going to be about 140? Actually, you know what? No, I saw it like 170. I think it was that. It was a little high.
190 now, minus 190
right now.
Yeah.
190. It was 170 on last week when I saw it first came out. 190.
I got 176. I got 176. The -3 is -126.
Yeah.
They don't want to hang that 3.5.
You take the Niners. Yeah. The Niners +3 is +110. The money line is +156 for the Niners.
Which is crazy.
That's a sexy line right there.
I think they're just begging you to take the Niners with that. Plus money on the 3.
Yep.
And I've said this, I think I've said it before to you guys. Whenever I do, if I'm taking like a total, I ever see like plus money, it's like 101, 103. Anytime there's a plus next, I always end up losing. Like whether a total, something like this where I'm getting plus money on points, I don't like it one bit. Like that's more like, you know what, I'm going to head over to LA side of things here. Why plus? I mean, don't tell me. I do not think the average fan is betting Rams here. I don't think they're doing it. I think maybe they're thinking is, he beat Brady, he could beat anybody. But I'm thinking they're like in San Fran because of the way they played the last couple. I mean, you beat Dallas and you beat Green Bay. So that's pretty sexy. 2 big, sexy road wins over 2 marquee teams, as opposed to the Rams coming in almost blowing a game. I don't see, man, plus I can't plus Ram plus 49 or 3. No, I don't think at that point Rams by 10 here. I guess. I mean, plus money on the 3.
Reading the line. So reading the line, you're basically you have to take the Rams in the spot. It's ugly, but you have to take it if you read the line. That's what the line says. Is that correct?
That's what I think it says. That's my thinking on it. I mean, I can't. If I'm getting plus money on a number, again, too good to be true. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm staying away from those because I've seen a lot of huge buildings go up from people thinking it's easy.
It's true. That's true. And I always tell Tooch, if it's too good to be true, you either don't bet it or you take the opposite. The reason why, there was a couple trends that we saw in this week in college basketball, even in the past few weeks in college basketball. Like, here's one of them. If you got a road favorite, like, for example, Purdue, that game was -2.5 the entire day. I was like, Tooch, if this line moves in Iowa's favor, like +1, +2, +1.5, we're taking Iowa. If this stays at -2.5 all the way through game time, Purdue is going to cover the number. And it's such an odd trend by reading that little bit of a line, and it comes through. It comes through. Like TCU. I pounded TCU the other night, but that line stayed at 2.5 the entire day.
And Texas, right?
Texas destroyed them. Texas beat the hell out of them. But statistically,
I like TCU that day. I was like, I'll take them at home, and the line looks low, like stuff like that. I'm like, we talked about Ant. If you're taking TCU, he's like, all right, I got to kind of stay. Like, you can't just flip sides. You can't go, I'm going to road team here, but I'm going to take the home team here. Next thing you know, you're splitting out everywhere. You're losing both. It's like,
exactly.
It's got it like on a day like tomorrow, college basketball tomorrow, you're going to see like 10 games like that. And you're going to be like, well, I'm going to do these 3. Yeah, you're going to go 0-3. You're going to go 7-0 on the other ones. That's just the way it is when you bet.
It's true. It's true. There's one game every day that I've told Tooch about it. I was like, watch, Butler's going to win tonight. They beat whoever they played. They had Creighton. I was like, according to the line movement, if I'm correct, Butler's going to win this game. They won. Evansville last Sunday, according to the line movement,
Illinois State,
they're going to win this. And then Purdue, the line did not move. If the line does not move, you take the favorite. If the line moves, you take the dog. And it's happening every day. There's one game every day that's happening.
I said on that Evansville game,
coincidence,
they had lost the last 3 games, like 30 points every game, and then it was like the line was 4. Like, are you kidding me? You've lost by 30. You've lost by 130 points the last three games, and you're getting 4? Yeah, outright winner. What a joke.
Yeah, that's it. So it's unbelievable. So if anyone's watching, that's a line movement lesson. But we have a free play today. So it'll be exactly what we talked about before the show. Since Tooch usually does this, give me a few seconds. Let me get this transition. All right. Screw it. I don't know what the damn transition is. All right, here's the free play, guys. Fresno State +2. That's your free play of the day. College basketball. You got to follow the line movement. Fresno State's got a player back. Am I right, Sean?
I like Fresno today. I bet this game earlier, and actually I got it at like a pick'em, so it's gone to 2. I don't mind. The Boise's red hot. I understand 10, 11, 12 in a row. They're rolling along. But when you're playing games and you're winning 47-39 or 60-62, these tough, they're close games. And you know what? Give me a Fresno team. They've already lost to them back in December. And these guys usually split all the time anyway. They win on each other's courts. They can win anywhere. I'm going to go with the home dog here. I'm getting 2. I think they win outright anyway, but we'll take bonus points because you never know.
That's it. That's so true. I'm on Fresno as well. I put sprinkled a half a unit on it just because I'm not too crazy about the board tonight. So I did put a half a unit on it just for the hell of it. Wake up and see what happens. But that's our show, Sean. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully we can definitely do this again. But everybody have a great night. It's Friday. Stay safe.
And I'm the team captain. He's the preview, and I'm the main attraction.
Unstoppable, unconquerable, on top of the world, accomplishing the impossible. Unstoppable, unconquerable, on top of the world, accomplishing the impossible.
Invincible hustle, mighty desire to conspire, to transpire, to be higher.